Hey guys, this is Brian Saftari with www.collegeplanningexperts.com. I'm America's leading authority on getting your child into the college of their choice without their parents using all their savings, sacrificing their current lifestyle, or going plain broke. Today, I have the privilege to have one of my students that's been with us for about 3 years now, and I wanted him to come in to talk to you about what it takes from the student side on getting in. And Eli Mordecai is here to talk about his experiences with college planning experts, and more importantly, him being at UCLA, what are some do's and don'ts when you apply to colleges that are so hard to get in like UCLA? What are things you should be doing as a student? And parents, what parents should be doing through this process. So you'll learn a lot of great tips and strategies that can make a world of difference on making sure you can get into your dream college. So Eli, welcome.
Thank you.
Cool.
I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So let's start off with, let's just start talking about how'd you meet us? Like, how did this all happen?
This all happened a few years ago, about 3 years ago, as you mentioned. My dad realized that the college process, going from high school to college, is one of the biggest steps in a person's life, especially when education is so important to get really good jobs. And he just searched online and saw college planning experts. He saw that you guys had amazing reviews, many amazing reviews. And he realized, okay, this is the company that I need to have. Irrelevant from all the reviews that you had, he saw that you guys were the leading company in America to get students into the best colleges. Not only getting students into the best colleges, but saving a ton of money. Irrelevant from what your income is, you are going to save a ton of money when you work with college planning. College planning knows the process, the extensive, complicated process that it takes for students to get a lot of financial aid and getting into the most prestigious universities that exist in the world.
Great. So you guys went to a workshop, I believe, back when you started, and from the workshop, you guys decided to take the leap of faith to get started. Cool. So
it was honestly that quick. We saw the workshop. My dad was very interested from looking, initially Google searching college companies that would help, and after finding your specific company, he was very interested. But right after that workshop, we saw what you had to offer, and we signed up right then and there.
Okay, great. So one of the key things is taking action fast. So parents, this is an overwhelming process. Don't procrastinate. Anytime you hear any of these students of mine or parents that have success, the first thing is you have to take action right away. If you procrastinate and put this off, every year makes a world of difference on, number one, getting into college and making the cost affordable. So that's one of the first things you guys did, was take action right away.
Absolutely, I definitely agree. I know that, one of the good things about college planning experts is this company, is primarily you, because you're very skilled at what you do.
Thanks.
Do a great job at helping students, no matter what the circumstances are, but you got to take action ahead of time, because taking action ahead of time just suits you up accordingly in order to get done what needs to be done, in order to get your college career started.
Cool, great. So let's talk about when you were starting, when you were in high school, transitioning to college. What was your GPA like? What was going on in your mind as a student? What kind of fear, or what was in your mind that you wanted to make sure that we accomplished in the academic side, in the college selection and the college acceptance?
Oh, definitely. This is what I like talking about. One of the main things I'm here to talk about with you. You saved my college career. I was looking at a 3.0 GPA my senior year, which demonstrates some hard work. I was in a challenging high school.
But you were also involved with a lot of things, like you were doing a radio show at your school.
I was doing a radio show. I was helping student government.
Yeah, you had a lot on your plate. I was
the statistician for the basketball team, and a lot of these tasks that I had done and a lot of the extracurriculars that I've done were very unorganized. So that's something I'll get to in a second. But my GPA was not at the level of the average applicant or the lower average applicant at UCLA. And I thought, oh, I have no chance of getting in. But then I look at your list when I went to the workshop of all the institutions that high school students have gotten into, and I thought, wow, this is incredible. This is amazing. I think I might have a shot. My senior year GPA was a 3.0, and my high school GPA overall was about a 3.3, and 3.3 including AP classes. So this demonstrates how good you guys are at what you do. As I mentioned, my extracurriculars were very unorganized, and I didn't know where to start with my personal statement. But after listening to your workshop, and more importantly, after calling in and checking in with you on a regular basis, I realized, okay, I have these extracurriculars that I've done. This is how I organize it. This is how college planning told me to set it up step by step. This is how I can start my personal statement. I have a very interesting life, and so does every student in high school. Everyone's different and unique, and everyone's special for who they are. It's not about, and it's about being special, but college planning allows you to demonstrate what makes you unique, what makes you stand out. And there are so many students in the college that are trying to get into college, but they don't have college planning support. They're not grateful and lucky to have that. But students who do have that can demonstrate and position themselves in order to get into the best institutions. So as I mentioned, you helped me organize my extracurriculars, and you helped me demonstrating the personal statement in the best way possible. And to my surprise, I got into UCLA, and I have to absolutely give that honor to college planning, because you guys were the factor, the sole factor that got me into UCLA, considering that all the other factors were at odds with me getting in.
Great. Well, you worked hard too, and that just demonstrates parents and students never stop reaching out for your goals, whether it's going to UCLA, whether it's to go to a Cal State school, whether it's to go to Harvard, Yale. It's really important to understand, number one, that you really want to do it, and that you're motivated as a student and as a parent to go through this process. So one of the things you guys did, though, you and your dad and your whole family, was that you guys were all on board. You guys were all knowing that we're going to make this happen. So one thing you did, you guys didn't put this off. You guys took action right away. Second thing was, didn't matter where you were in the process, regardless of your GPA not being to the standard at UCLA, you're a living factor that you got in because of being a well-rounded student that colleges are also looking at. They're not just looking at the SAT scores and the GPA. So I congratulate you on that, and that you went against what online reviews said, or other people that you may have talked to that said, oh no, your GPA is too low, you can't get in, but you still believed in yourself, and that just proves that, it's a living proof that you got it. So,
Thank you.
Nir, can you also push the, that's okay, push the DND, yeah. All right. That's cool. You're good.
Are we still on video?
Yeah, it's okay. We cut them, so all of this will be cut out.
Additionally, what I'm thinking about is, as you were mentioning, I am a well-rounded student, and so is everybody else. Everyone's well-rounded in their own way, but you helped demonstrate and organize, especially organize how I am a well-rounded student, how I can present the fact that I'm a well-rounded student in an appealing way to colleges and universities. And another thing that comes to mind is UCLA was definitely the top school that I was looking at, and for other students it's Cal State's or any other UC that they're interested in, or out-of-state, out-of-California institutions. But you helped me understand that no, you can't apply to just a bunch of top-notch universities. You have to have universities that are below your level of your GPA, universities that are in your range of average acceptances, and then universities that are above your range. And you helped understand that I should apply to at least 10 colleges. I think it was about 10 maybe, and then see which ones I get into.
Yeah, so right away, one of the key things we need to do, and we always do this, is we need to have safety schools, core schools, and some reach schools. A lot of times students and parents don't know truly what is a safety, core, and reach. They just hear and they think, oh, I'm going to apply to Cal Poly Pomona. It's a state school. I have a 4.0 GPA. That's a safety school. That's not a safety school. That's a reach school, because it's really hard getting into Cal Poly Pomona or San Luis Obispo. So yeah, you're mentioning the organization to really get organized and ensure that you're applying to the right schools. You're marketing and positioning yourself to these colleges that's going to make you a good fit, so that you have the best chances of getting into the top schools that you apply to.
Oh, absolutely. The other thing is it's easy for college students without any support to assume that this is a reach school, this is a safety school. As you were saying, people with 4.0s think that they can automatically get into specific institutions, when really it's much harder to get into. But college planning knows the ins and outs, knows the technicalities of what is a school that you can get into and what's a school that you may not have a good chance at, but is still worth applying to.
Sure.
So that you guys really, the bottom line is college planning provides the safety net and all the support that you need to have a good academic career, literally an academic career as a whole, because it starts with being in high school and planning for college, and then we can get into, you know, the financial aid and all the support that we get during college as well.
Sure. So yeah, so finding the right schools, marketing yourself, positioning yourself so that you can get into these schools that would give you the best outcome once you get in to land your career job. Because ultimately what the plan here is not just to get into college. You get into college doesn't mean you're successful. What are you going to do in college? Are you doing the right things in college so that when you graduate college, the amount of money and the time and energy you've spent is going to pay off in the long term of being in the career that you wanted to be in and the passion that you have? Because if you don't have a passion and you're not going into something you love doing, what's the point of even going out and spending all this time and money in school?
Yeah.
So a key factor here is careers are really our number one priority. To look at careers, then find the majors and schools for you, and then from there identifying what colleges are going to be the best college to help you achieve those career goals.
Definitely.
Now,
college planning helped me discover that law would be a career that I'd be very interested in, and I decided from college planning that I would major in political science, as that is a good outlet and resource that can get me into studying law. Sure. Another important fact that I thought I'd mention after discussing with you different options that I had, and that
Sure.
inspired me.
Great. Cool. So you're doing good. What year are you in school now?
Sophomore now.
You're a sophomore?
Time flies.
Time flies, yeah. 2 more years and you're out of UCLA, and
yeah.
you get that dream accomplishment of
Definitely.
saying, I got into UCLA, I graduated, and I just did it.
I did it.
That's awesome.
Almost halfway there.
Cool. Great. Now, let's talk about the financial side. Now, obviously on the financial side, every family that we work with is going to be unique and different, because most parents think that the cost of college, obviously, it's a no-brainer that college is expensive, but the key is, how are you going to shrink the cost, and then how are you going to pay it? So 3 pillars in the process that we're talking about here today. Finding the right schools, getting in, achieving your career goals. That's step 1. Step 2 is shrinking the cost. Since the parents have to pay for this college education, how do we minimize this cost so that the parents and the student, whoever's end up paying the loans back at the end, that it is easy to pay back? And how are we going to fund it over the next 4 or 5 years, at the same time when parents have their retirement goals and other financial goals as well? So let's talk about this pillar number 2, shrinking cost. So now when we want to shrink the cost of college, what would you say, of all the things that we do, what did you and your family benefit from on the financial aid side?
From the financial aid side, I must say that no family on their own, including my family, knows all the, once again, the technicalities and all the legalities and the reasons that you can get aid. So the college planning is not only a licensed company, but incredibly professional at understanding how you get aid in a proper way and legal way that allows you to save as much money as possible. And you guys you expand it as much as possible in figuring out how you can save as much money as you can. And if my family was alone without your support, we would have gone through the regular steps that most families do without your company alongside of them, and we wouldn't have gotten as nearly as much money as we saved. We saved a ton of money.
Great. Yeah, UCLA is about $33,000 a year, and it keeps going up. And we have 70, 80, almost 90% of that all covered between free money and obviously some student loans that you're taking out on. Now, every family is different here. We deal with families that are in a divorce situation. We have families that are separated. We have families that are married. We have families that are separated and both families are remarried. So we deal with all walks of life as far as how to legally and ethically structure the financials, including those that are 6-figure and 7-figure income earners that do get financial aid, because it's not just about low-income grants, but a lot of schools give money because they know that the middle-income and high-income families will give back. And knowing the formulas and the strategies on who they want and how much money they're going to give, that's money lost on the table. Even if there is a seven-figure family that can just write a check and pay for it and they're fortunate to do it, why do it when it's unnecessary money going out the drain when that could have gone into the student's pocket for other things?
Absolutely. And another thing is most families have their own things to do, and students, especially working with college planning, have to have the pressure of their academics and sometimes a job and other obligations, and the family themselves have obligations of things that need to get done that are very different from working with colleges. And you need somebody like college planning experts to know everything that goes into saving as much money as you can. And college planning, as I mentioned before, knows all the steps necessary to save you as much money as possible. That is the bottom line.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about the financial aid forms. All the schools that you were applying to had a ton of financial aid forms: the FAFSA, the CSS profile, institutional forms, dependent verification forms, reviewing and understanding your student aid report, understanding when to submit tax returns, knowing how the private institutions give money, how they calculate the expected family contribution, all that stuff. Did you have to touch anything as far as the financial aid goes?
No, absolutely nothing. None of that. Your company covered all of that entirely, and your company has people working for college planning that spend so much time and energy and resources on getting me as much aid as I've saved.
Great. Now, and then funding is the last part. Funding colleges, how do we fund the cost? So with the position we were in, and every family goes through financial difficulties, and it's tough.
And fears, not only fears, but last minute situations and panic where we don't know. For instance, we had a form that was our own obligation to fill out, just one. But as I mentioned before, you guys filled out everything. But even after our time with college planning expired, and we had one form to fill out, and it was a day before the deadline, I called college planning as a past client, and I said, "Oh my God, I need to fill out this form." And you guys were very helpful and said, "Okay, we're definitely going to get that taken care of." And Nearcon and Payment Carbali, the most professional people I've worked with in a very long time, helped me step by step with this financial aid form and saved me a ton of money.
Great, that's awesome. Cool. So, the experience obviously has been great. We've really enjoyed working with you and your family, seeing you from high school and growing and going through life, and going into college, and the whole transition from high school to college, and we're seeing a lot from you too. So it's nice to see that you're doing really well in school, and things are going great, and pretty soon I'm going to see you graduate, and you're going to have a nice job, and pretty soon you're going to have your own family, and then you're going to start saving for your own kids' college education. So it's nice to see that pattern of helping generation after generation through this college process.
Oh, it's definitely very rewarding.
Cool. Awesome. Have we covered every question?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow. Time flies.
Yeah.
Well,
That was fun.
You guys did it in one shot, pretty much, besides the phone ringing.
Yeah.
We didn't have to, it was pretty natural.
Oh, that
Now,
would be easy to edit.
Yeah.
Probably let's talk about investment family makes in our program. So the cost. So now, when you guys started, obviously to start working with us, it wasn't cheap. You had to make an investment. Your family had to make an investment in our program, and it was a couple $1,000s.
Yeah, but
Now,
the amount of money that we saved compared to the investment was 10 times more.
Okay.
And wow, literally thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more that we saved. College planning saved me over $50,000 during my entire academic career.
2 years so far. 2 years, about a $50,000 savings. Great. So you would think that a family that, regardless of what their financial situation is, obviously the investment you guys made, you guys got at least tenfold the return on investment.
Oh yeah.
Great.
And I assume that's the average. I mean, every family has their own situation, but college planning knows how to legally position families in a way that they save comparably that amount of money.
Great. Awesome. That's everything? We got the cost, we got the student planning, the financial aid, the funding.
Met us, the investment.
Getting into colleges.
Yeah.
We got talked about getting into colleges.
Help shaping career interests.
We got that. We got careers.
Yeah, because you talked about being an attorney.
Hmm.
That was good. That was really good. I think it's good because you're not going to use how much of it.
Yeah, it won't be the whole thing. It's little snippets.
Will this
We're
be on
gonna
the
take-
website?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How many testimonials are on the website?
We have like 100 testimonials.
Wow.
At least.
Over how long of time?
8 years, 9 years.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Should
we'll-
I talk
I'll let
about
you
how
know.
you were inspired from your own personal experiences from working? You got into USC and CSUN, something that your inspiration I connected with,
Yeah.
and then you.
Yeah, I
you
would say,
realized
yeah,
it.
I would just say one of the reasons I started working with you guys and why my parents hired you over any other company, and we shopped around, we looked at everything, but there was no one out there that had the passion
And the personal connection.
experience through the college process. And the staff, talk about that. One of the things I noticed is all of the staff people we came here, they were all younger versus everywhere else we went. They were a lot older, and it seemed like a lot of the strategies people were talking about were outdated, were some things that I heard about wasn't really true, and you clarified that no, this is how you position yourself in today's academic and financial positioning to get into college. But
Yeah.
the fact that you have a young crew, you have a young staff that can bond with us. Say, what I liked was when my parents hired me, we weren't sure if I was going to really like working with you guys. Just to say, quite frankly, to be honest with you, I was kind of scared who I was going to be working with, but I really bonded with the counselor. And being that you guys are all younger, I was able to bond with you guys through
From
this.
your own personal story.
Yeah. So
Should I mention the CSUN and USC?
yeah, to talk about CSUN, how my story, how I got myself in debt, and when your parents heard about that, you realized the few reasons that make you different is, number one, you guys have been around longer than anybody we saw out there. We've talked about the reviews that we saw, but more importantly, that your staff and the connection that we had with working with every single person in this office, it just meshed so well that everybody understood my situation and knew me to a personal level to help me. And I can see why you have a passion for what you do, because this is not just a business for you. It really is something that you love doing.
Oh, definitely.
So
Additionally-
just start saying.
Just
So
based on your experience.
yeah. So say
Okay.
one of the reasons, one of the few big reasons that we decided, of all the different places that we went, we saw 5 or 6 different workshops and companies that sounded alike, but the reason why we went with you is boom, boom, boom.
So start with that question. What was, if we had to choose one
so-
reason? Okay, give me
So who is it? Who come in? Come in.
Can't tell if you're filming or not. Your next answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Brian, just do a pause for like 2 seconds because that's what we're going to cut it.
Okay.
And then just ask him the question.
Okay.
Oh, the one thing,
Hold
my
on.
dad didn't want me to mention specific numbers, so can we keep out the $50,000 thing?
Yeah.
And just
I noticed that. Yeah, that's
the
okay.
thousands
Yeah.
of dollars will stay.
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take that
No
out.
problem. Wait.
I think, okay.
So Eli, what was some of the main reasons that you decided to hire college planning experts?
We looked at many different companies. I believe it was 8 or 9 different companies that do similar work that college planning has done. But first off, they're not ranked as nearly as high as you are, and they haven't been around like college planning. A lot of these companies, some of these companies are no longer existing. A lot of these companies are on and off. They try to start up similar services that college planning offers, but then they realize they can't do it the way you can. And their clients aren't as satisfied, and a lot of those clients end up working with college planning. And you had a personal story at the bottom of your heart that made you and created you to starting college planning experts. In your specific situation, you ended up going to Cal State Northridge. However, you got into USC, and you thought to yourself, oh, USC is going to cost a ton of money. I'd rather just save money by going to CSUN. However, you ended up being in debt from expenses that came from CSUN, and you would have ended up saving money in your financial situation from going to USC. And a lot of families automatically assume that private universities, where CSUN is public, USC is a private institution, that private institutions will end up costing more, but that isn't necessarily the case. College planning looks at every family situation and knows how to adjust them accordingly, and saving a ton of money, whether it's a public institution or a private university. And not only was it your personal story, but your professionalism and your strategies, that all of which made me happily want to work with you.
Great. And then also mention, and one of the other key things that I noticed was just the staff that you have. They're all they're all young, passionate, and have so much knowledge in their line of work. And just working with your staff versus any other company, we saw that you guys are all younger because you guys all currently have gone through college and you guys know the current systems. So,
yeah, absolutely.
So now you can just repeat it. So, as close as you can.
Just give it a second.
There was another important reason that made me happily and gratefully want to work with college planning experts, and that's that all of your staff have recently finished college. All of your staff are young and full of energy, not only rooting for every student that they work with, but working really hard and getting each student the best package in all aspects for their academic careers. And that was another reason that made me very proud in working with you.
Great. Awesome. Cool. We got it.
Okay. Good.
Cool. Yeah.
No close. Sir. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah. So parents, just wanted to throw out this quick video of one of my amazing students that always believed in himself. His parents believed in him. Parents didn't procrastinate. They took action. Eli took action and said, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to go to college and I'm going to get the best education and go to the best college that's the best fit for me. And he's a living proof of this. He's a sophomore again at UCLA, one of the top schools. Go Bruins, right?
Go Bruins.
Go Bruins. So pretty soon I'll see him graduate college and see him go off to his next stage in life, is starting his career goals. And I just wanted to put this video out to you to let you know that no matter where your student is in the picture, motivated or not motivated, we can put them on the right track, help them get motivated, help them find the careers and the passion that they want, so that then we can help them get into colleges. And while we do all this, the ultimate goal is to get your child into the career goals, into a good job in today's economy with the least amount of out-of-pocket, so that you can still retire and do all those other things that you want to do without this college process being a burden. Until next time, this is Brian Safdari with www.collegeplanningexperts.com.